Can they solve this Canada pitching staff? Today they send Jeanne Dion to the circle. Her favorite athlete is Sam Landry, but she is actually a Texas Longhorns fan.
And she's going to mix in a rise ball and a changeup. And when talking to her coaches, they said the speed difference between her fast stuff and her changeup is huge. So that's going to be key for her today to locate that changeup to keep these Hawaii batters off plane.
Casey Kimura, the shortstop, will lead things off for Hawaii. Hitless yesterday, but did walk. This is a lineup who didn't get much going. Just a couple hits yesterday, one from Addie Wong in the 3 spot and one from Ratuta down at the bottom of this order. We'll see if they can muster a little more offense against Canada today. Big day to kind of shake things up in pool play.
And I think the thing for Hawaii to remember is that they really fought in yesterday's game. The score may not have shown it, but they put a lot of runners on. They found ways to get on base. They just didn't execute in those big time moments. And so it's about coming through with that big hit when you need it.
So here we go, set to go. Jeanne Dion in the circle. And Casey Kimura at the plate for Hawaii. It is ball 1 low to start this game. Kimura, one of the best players on this team, a returner from last year's team that was here, native of Honolulu.
And she's got some power. She had a home run in their regional championship series. She's swinging the hot bat right now, and especially in that leadoff position, getting her on early in this game is crucial.
Bounces in as well, ball 2. 2-1 count to Kimura, who their manager, Chad Pyler, says very much leads this team by example. She also listed as one of her other competitive sports bowling, which I thought was interesting. Three-one count to the leadoff hitter.
Almost looks like a screwball there that is just kind of falling out of the hand of Dion in the circle, trying to figure out control here earlier in this ball game.
A leadoff walk to start the game for Hawaii. Second walk in 2 nights for Kimura. Chad Pyler, the manager over at third base, also handles the pitchers for this Hawaii team. Talked about how young this group is. Compared to last year, only 2 players on this team will age out for next year. So this is a group that should get stronger as the years go on and should be able to play together for a while. Ground ball back up the middle, and that is a low throw, and the first 2 are aboard for Hawaii.
And this is a good job by Dion to originally field this ball coming off the mound, but then to finish this play out, instead of going overhand, had an opportunity to just kind of run it underhand in, make that throw a little bit easier. Sometimes as a pitcher, you're so used to going underhand that overhand throw just feels off.
Big chance for the center fielder, Addie Wong, who takes the first pitch for strike 1. Wong, a great athlete. Has good range in center field. Has some pop at the plate. She was 1 for 2 yesterday with a walk. And grounds this one through the left side, and they will hold the runner. But they are in a little trouble here. The second runner got in a rundown. Now the throw home, and it's disaster for Hawaii. Aoki got caught between second and third. They tag her out at second, and Wong tried to take home, or excuse me, Kimura tried to take home, and she is out as well.
And first off, great hit by Addie Wong here, but then you can see a little bit of this confusion on the base pass. They're going to throw all the way to home, eventually get that runner out at second, and then throw all the way across the diamond to get the next runner out at a home plate. And the ticket here is if you're the trail runner, you have to read that runner in front of you. You cannot go unless they go. You are reading their momentum. And so that trail runner just came in a little bit too hot and got stuck.
What looked like it was going to be a bases-loaded situation with no outs is now 2 outs in the inning and just a runner on first base. Grace Washington is the hitter for Hawaii. Ground ball left side, and Canada is going to get out of the inning with no runs across for Jean Dion. So those big Canada bats are coming up next. It was a 10-0 win over 6 games today, and we will officially have seen all 10 teams here by the end of the day. There's Francois Martel, the Canada manager, along with Jonathan Dion and Caroline St. Ange, their 2 coaches. Canada scored 10 runs to beat South Carolina 10-0 last night. This is who they send to the dish. They only had 6 hits, though. Got a little bit of help from some shaky defense and then also just some big swings.
And you got to love that Alexia Gagliano down there at the bottom of the lineup is the one that produced that home run. So if you're Canada, you're loving to see production 1 through 9 in your lineup.
Kellyanne Hache will lead things off, the catcher for Canada, looking for her first hit of the week. It's low in the dirt for ball 1. They are facing Lily Pereira in the circle. This is the arm we expect to see a lot for Hawaii. Super talented, tough matchup for her, though, in the opener last night against Michigan.
And she went 2.1 innings, gave up 8 hits. But I really think it was the control for her that she struggled with. It just didn't feel like she had that zip on the ball. She usually throws around 60 miles per hour, but it's really that rise ball that she's gonna have to lean on to really get these Canada batters out.
This is smoke to right field and carrying, and it's gonna one-hop the wall, extra bases, as she cruises into second with a leadoff double.
And Kellyanne Hache just showing really great barrel control for this. This is a pitch down in the zone. You see her drop her barrel head down to get underneath this ball and drive it into right field. And then what I love is the base running. She does not hesitate. She sees all the way that she can make it to second base and's in there for a stand-up double.
Hache at second with Catherine Martel coming to the plate. Center fielder reached twice in last night's game, a base hit and a walk. It's down a little bunt with some heat on it, and Hawaii gets mixed up defensively. And so the first 2 are aboard for Canada.
And the big thing here is this is a really great bunt. She knows that she wants to go down the first baseline, but it's just the communication piece between Pereira and Penatani. Somebody has to call that outright and loud so that the other person knows that they need to get out of the way. And now they're put in a tough first and third situation with Canada's fastest runner at first base. So there's a couple different options you can go to. I think maybe this would be a good time to pump fake, possibly check that runner at third.
Runner goes, they will throw down. That is a close play at second on kind of a late throw almost.
And it looked like she was trying to pump fake a little bit, knew that Hache at third didn't bite at all, so you'll see her come up, pump fake, no bite there, so she's got to go straight down to second base. May need to slide there in that situation. It would just make it look a little bit cleaner for Canada if you just slide straight into that base.
I think this might be a question of if the runner is out at second, Chad Pyler's going to come out of the dugout and have a word with one of our volunteer umpires.
You know, in the rule of thumb, unless there's absolutely no play at all, always slide into the base. It's for safety, but it also just makes it very clear, usually safe or out. Sometimes when you come in standing, it's just really hard to tell.
So the umpires talking amongst themselves. Hawaii having a visit in the circle. It's a similar spot because Hawaii started this game, their first 3 essentially reaching. Now Canada with their first 2 aboard in a tough spot. And Hawaii is going to challenge this, so we'll wait to get word exactly. I'm assuming they're just challenging the out, or the safe call, I should say, at second base.
And so we're going to take a look here. And because she doesn't slide, does she get that foot in there on time? I don't think she does. It almost looks to me like they get the tag in there before her foot hits that base. And once again, because she's standing straight up, it's a lot easier to make a tag as a defender instead of sliding in. If you're a defender, you have to go all the way down to the ground. Just makes it a little bit easier if you go in standing.
Well, they must have challenged it. We had no, it was a challenge as far as whether or not the tag was on the leg or not on the way in.
So you can hear that is what they are looking at. So if it's your call, you say out.
I say out, and maybe that's just the coach in me knowing that you have to slide in that situation. But I do think that she also got that tag maybe on her lower back as she was going in.
It's a big call early in this game.
We've already seen a little bit of everything. It's only the first inning. I think she's out. And two, the other thing you have to think about is if you go in standing, you naturally have to slow yourself down to get to the bag. Versus sliding is a way to slow you down without actually having to stop your momentum. You let the dirt do that for you. So having to slow herself down. But it's going to stand. That was close, but I really do think if she would have slid in there, that would have been no question at all.
Big call in this game, second and third with nobody out for Canada. Trying to strike first. Lawrence Dupont is at the plate. And rips this into center field. And that is going to score one. The second one coming around. Here's the throw. And it's not quite in time. Dupont is going to be able to take third and tack on a couple RBIs to her total.
And when talking to the coaches, they said that Dupont is one of their best players, if not their best player overall. And you can see here, she's not even going to a full swing. She's stopping at extension, but that is enough to drive this ball into the outfield. And then the throw here just a little bit off, allowing the run to score, but Dupont doesn't miss a beat. She goes all the way to third, knowing that that ball got past Rituta at home plate.
Now Julia Collard, who they called their power bat in our meetings this week. Another runner just 60 feet from home. Takes the first couple pitches, 1-1 count.
That's a good spot there by Pereira. I think especially with how powerful this Canada lineup is, trying to stay low and away to these batters is a really good place to start.
Pereira could really use a strikeout here in a 1-2 count. This is hit down the line in right field, and it is foul, just barely. Inches from the line in right, but live it looked like that was a good call.
And even that swing with 2 strikes, you can tell that Collard's not trying to do too much. Didn't even finish her swing. Same thing, just going to extension, trying to put the ball in play. Just barely inches from that being a fair ball.
Did she go around? She did not. Two is the count. Ground ball right side, just off the glove, but nice job to stay composed by Kendall Moraoka. And that is the first out in the inning. It'll go down as an RBI for Collard.
This is a good job with 2 strikes, just making sure that you know your role as a hitter with a runner on third and less than 2 outs. So you need to put the ball in play to the right side of the field, and that's exactly what Collard does and gets herself an RBI.
First pitch strike to Eve Baudouin, the left fielder, looking for her first hit of the weekend. The week, I should say. For Canada, it's interesting. This is the third consecutive year that this Little League program has represented Canada at the Senior League Softball World Series. And for the players who were not here last year, a lot of them played at the Junior League World Series. So they have experience in these moments, and that's one of the big things that we've talked about with a lot of these coaches is how do you handle the moment a little bit when the cameras are on.
And I think just knowing that you're on TV, that you're playing for something bigger than yourself, emotions can run high, so it's how fast can you start to regulate those feelings and lean on the players to your left and right, and understand that in this game it's never down to one person, it's a team sport.
And a lot of them played in 2 Junior World Series, and they almost made it to Greenville 4 years ago. Two-two is the count. Baudouin out to right field. Tracking it along the line is Irish Crowley, and there's 2 outs.
Big out there for Lily Pereira. And a good job by Irish Crowley to continue going with this ball. It hung up in the air for a really long time, but she hung in there, stuck with it, and got the out.
They were just bringing the on-deck batter over to the Canada side of the field. She went over to warm up on the Hawaii side, and I think that's just because she's a left-handed batter, so maybe something they normally do, but brought her back across.
Usually you want to be on the backside of the hitter to avoid getting hit with foul balls. So if you're a right-handed batter, you go down the third baseline to warm up, and then if it's a left-handed batter, you can flip to the other side. But sometimes it just depends on ruling if you're allowed to go across the field like that.
This is Rosie D'Andreu. 1 hit, a walk, and a pair of runs scored yesterday. That is spun off the end of the bat. 2-1 count.
Big fan of the Oklahoma Sooners softball program. Great program if you're a young player looking up to some college players. Bit of a dynasty at OU.
How many times did you play against the Sooners at Alabama?
None.
None?
I never played against OU
Really?
in my entire time in college.
That is shocking to me.
Shocking, I know. I wish I would have.
This is smoked out to center and tailing, but Wong tracks it nicely. And after the first 3 batters reach and score, Pereira locks it down and goes 1, 2, 3 through the 4, 5, 6 holes.
And it's really DuPont for Canada. Canada showing off their offensive power. Not trying to do too much, just putting the ball in play, but doing it at the right time. And now Hawaii will have to respond when we come back.
Very young team. It's been a dominant program out of Hawaii that has been here time and time again. This is Honolulu Little League's 4th consecutive year representing Hawaii and the West region at the Senior League Softball World Series. Their manager, Chad Pyler, said they lost their first game in over 3 years at the West Region tournament this year. He actually said, I felt like that was a good thing, because it maybe got them going a little bit. It was a defining moment.
And it could have just been a wake-up call. You kind of get on cruise control of winning, and you don't get to reflect as much. But when you lose, you take a step back, you look at yourself in the mirror and say, what can I improve on?
Hawaii played that West region in Missoula, Montana. They did not go back home. In the past, Chad Pyler said sometimes they would book a round trip from Honolulu to the States, so they would actually go back home before they would come to the World Series. He said now they just do the one-way ticket and they hope and plan to win, and then if they to here. The only difference this year was in the past they flew out of Missoula, but they weren't able to do that this year. So they actually had to take a bus to Spokane and spent the night there before flying out.
And that's got to just be so much better on the athletes rather than having to have that long travel day back to Hawaii and then travel all the way back. You get dehydrated, sometimes your muscles tighten up when you're sitting down for that long. So it's really a benefit to the athlete to be able to stay here in the States and be able to just go from Missoula straight here.
Jan Dion walks the first batter, Penatani, so she is at first base. Irish Crowley, the right fielder, I should say, is up to bat. Any Mario Kart for you?
When I was younger, yes, I had a Game Boy, one of those like flip-up Game Boys. Loved Mario Kart.
Nice pitch by Dion right there.
Really good changeup and a great spot. I think that's the spot to live in with that changeup low in the zone. Make them reach for that pitch.
It's just outside for ball one.
Another great spot, especially knowing the count, 0-2. You can kind of expand the zone, see if you can get the batter to chase something, because you still have some more balls to work with.
Oh, the off speed. That is a beautiful pitch from Dion.
We talked about it before, but it's that changeup that makes her so deceptive. She doesn't slow down. She doesn't change her windup, so it comes out looking the exact same, just significantly slower. Absolutely freezes Crowley for a strikeout.
It's a nice frame from Hache, too. What's the key? Like, what to not just drag it in, but how do you manipulate it to get some of these calls?
It's a lot of posture too, and understanding the angles of your shoulders, so trying to use your shoulders to counterbalance your glove, and you want to make little movements, so nothing too big. It's all about being deceptive to the umpire behind you.
Ground ball, chance for two here. Quick throw to second, the turn in time. Canada putting on a show defensively to make it a 1-2-3 inning. Canada coming back up in the bottom of the second, up 3-0 on 3 hits so far in this game. A 2 RBI double from Lawrence Dupont is the difference. Little League is the most trusted youth sports organization in the world, keeping baseball and softball accessible for all kids, but its real power comes from you. Help us rally for Little League by texting RALLY to 345-345 today. Standard messaging rates apply. First pitch is fouled back to start this half of the second inning. Lexi Lonyar, the second baseman, 0 for 4 with an RBI yesterday. Favorite